Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, Gary here for Bizarre Brain Comics. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters, the creators, and the stories and the art. And today, I want to take a little look at this book right here from 1986. Amazing Man, #1. Amazing. That's with an M. This is a humorous title. Only ran for 1 year. From DC Comics. I don't have much on for the creators, but I do have a little bit of background here. Amazing Man #1 from 1986 by Stephen Destafino, yeah, and Bob Rozakis. These guys' names hard to say sometimes. Okay, Amazing Man is the title from DC Comics, created by Bob Rozakis and Stephen Destafino. Maybe it's supposed to be Stefan, that's the way it's spelled, but I'll go Stephen. And it ran for 12 issues in 1986. There was also published, there were also published 3 special issues, one in 87, one in 88, and one in 90. As well as he was featured in an issue of Secret Origins. Okay, and this humor title featured the misadventures of Siegfried Horatio Hunch III. And he was a little person from Queens, New York, who he dressed in a homemade costume, perceiving himself to be a superhero, doing a variety of small good deeds around the neighborhood, and watching out for the local children, etc. And he's a harmless little kook. Yeah, he's harmless but kooky. Yeah, that's the way they put it in there too. His story is told by his friend and roommate, Denton Fix, who is a comic book writer for BC Comics. And Denton also happens to look like a dog. He says that he's not a dog, but he does look like a dog, and he has a human sister, so I don't know why he looks like a dog. I enjoyed this first run. Don't think I've ever seen any reprints. And it is just some little tongue-in-cheek humor, not broad humor like you might find in some other humor titles. It's just a little bit of a superhero parody and a little bit of slice of life humor. Could be a sitcom on TV. Okay, that would be interesting. So let us go to Queens, New York, and join Amazing Man in his marvelous misadventures. Okay, here we have, get a better look at that cover. And yeah, he's just kind of a goofy looking little character. And his Amazing Man. Notice the apostrophe to drop the A. So he's Mazing Man to match the M on his helmet. Okay, and here on the cover, this is a nice, cute little cover, and it shows his cast of other characters. Of course, Denton sure looks like a dog to me, but this is KP. This is Denton's sister, and then here we have Eddie and Brenda, Valentine and Guido, all of whom are neighbors of Mazing Man and Denton in their apartment building. Before we get on into that, because I'm just going to except for Denton, these extra characters don't show up in this story that we're going to cover here. This is just the first story, but here it's kind of nice. Issue 2, and it really is a callback to Uncle Scrooge, where he's always diving into his money bin, but here he's got cans in a pool. It's just funny. And then the last regular issue here is issue 12, and it and Mazing Man's favorite superhero was Batman. And God, here he is reading The Dark Knight, and he envisions himself along with the Batman and Robin from The Dark Knight. Of course, this is about the same era as that the Dark Knight miniseries came out, Return of the Dark Knight, and this was drawn by Frank Miller himself. And it apparently the other creators at DC Comics really liked this title and character, and and that's why Frank Miller volunteered, from what I understand, to draw this portion of the cover. So I thought it's kind of funny. Mazing Man. And here, this is how it first get introduced. This little thing kind of make Queens, New York, one of the characters in the story. And then this is our first glimpse of Maze, because he is called Maze for short by his friends. Maze and Denton coming to this is Conduit Field in Queens, a place for a playground area. And this has got a lot of voiceover, and this title is very wordy, very dense in text, and it is Denton himself who is telling the stories. And so it's all in first person from him, and he just recounts the adventures of Mazing Man. There's Denton introducing himself and introducing Maze. Here they are out there, and then we see, oh, Maze spots something. Something's going down, and he rushes to the rescue. Cute and very dynamic. He's got his little polka dot shorts on. And he rushes to the rescue. Hey, he shouts. And it's this little kid, this little toddler. He was playing around in the dirt and was about to put a cigarette butt in his mouth. Maze stops him and kind of explains to him that he shouldn't do that. And there's Denton contemplating. He takes him back over and to his mother, and he knows these ladies, and they know him. Returns, and this kid just manages to get out of his stroller all the time, and she didn't notice. So they thank him, and then here the ladies he talks to the ladies. I said, how's your husband? Is your husband going to keep his driver's license, because he had a DUI, and this lady, I presume, is a a nanny or something, and talking about the little baby, and and I see little Helenita is still bald. Could be a grandbaby. And then this lady, she's brand new. Hello, gets introduced. And what the heck? She's Mrs. Rivera. And then as Mays and Denton walk away, here we have the ladies all talking about, oh, he's harmless. You mean to tell me they let a mental case run around loose in this neighborhood? Why not? Oh, see, he's harmless. and he looks out for everybody. And it's very wordy. And you can see here, they put a lot of panels on the page. And this one, for example, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is a little more traditional on this side. This one has another back, more stuff going on in the neighborhood. Lady at the store sniffing and squeezing the fruit. Talk about the neighborhood, the barber and shop owners. All this area in Queens is just a bunch of shops. And then stop. And then he's talk about, but it's got a lot of crime and crime. Help! Stop! This guy's a pickpocket or a thief of some kind. He's running off. And then Mays jumps in the way. Stop, you misguided and probably underprivileged young felon! And just in time, plows right. The guy can't stop in time. Plows right into Mays. They both tumble head over heels. So Mays is dazed. And what happens when Mays gets dazed? He starts singing Simon and Garfunkel songs. Denton checks on him. And then the cop. This is Sergeant Muldavi. He's not a fan of Mays and Nan. Always threatening to throw him into the loony bin. But he stopped the thief, and they haul the guy off. And then he says, "I'll throw you in the loony bin too." He says, "Who do you think they'll throw? What are you trying to tell me, Sarge?" "Yeah, I'll throw you in the loony bin too." Goes, "Look who's talking. You're the one carrying on a conversation with a dog." And then he walks off. And, oh. So, and they keep on walking, just going through the neighborhood. There's more talking about the people in the neighborhood and their relationship and their friendship, and then the cop was where a cabbie hit a bicyclist or crunched the bicycle, and they're about to get into it, and Mays is going to go help. Says, "Take another look at those guys. You're planning to break up a fight between Charles Atlas and Arnold Schwarzenegger?" And goes, "Is that who those guys are?" He's very naive. He is kind of a kook. And again, lots of panels, lots of words. And it is funny. Well, I have to. I'm just going to walk over there, and I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to tell him. He says, "What are you going to do?" "Sure. First, you go dum-de-dumming over to your stupid shiny helmet and your oversized BVDs, whining, 'Oh, please, Mr. Yes and Mr. No, please, won't you calm down and be nice?' They'll give that about 2 seconds worth of thought, and then they'll agree on one thing. They ought to get together and smash your amazing little head into 2 pints of sweet, amazing poo." But that doesn't stop him at all. And so Denton is still trying to stop him. And then squeak! Oh, the lady with the little boy who was going to eat the cigarette butt. that he had stopped earlier. The mother finds he's gotten out of his stroller again, and he's out in the middle of the street, and there's this truck racing down. And it goes, Maze, you can't make it, Maze! And he's rushing. And here, nice. Well, everyone, we got the reaction of the driver, and the reaction of the crowd, and the oblivious little kid with Maze rushing, and he goes, "Oh God, help me, help!" And he screams, "Help me!" And so, and Denton is saying just how much this is all just like in slow motion. Maze gets there just in time, grabs the kid, and gets him out of the way just as the truck stops. He goes, "Gotcha!" Thud. And he just barely gets bumped by the truck, and the whole crowd goes wild. Hooray, hooray for Maze and Man. The guys who were going to fight, they don't care anymore. They're rushing up, and the cute little tyke is oblivious and just wants to go back to Mommy, and Mommy is just, she's so happy and tears. And then Denton, but most of all, Maze. He was a hero to me. Yeah, he was a hero to everybody, and then he was a hero to Denton. And I like the way they present this here. And he just rushes up and hugs Maze. So Manhattan can keep the skyscrapers, and Staten Island can take its ferry. We've got Maze and Man. And he just hugs him, and they walk off together. Still the best of friends. And that's all for the first story. I'm not going to cover the others, more of the characters, these characters, and little things that happen, and the side characters. And this is just a nice little introduction to the character, and it's really is just like a little situation comedy that has some nice, clean artwork, clear through it. It reads well. It kind of slows down to the reading because of all the words, but it's still reading. And from what I understand, which I don't have in any of these books, they would have had a backup strip feature that featured characters that were written by Denton in the comics, and that was drawn by Fred Hembeck. And I don't remember anything about those at all. I'll cover Fred Hembeck another time. I like him. So that was fun. If you come across these, they're good, clean fun. They're good for kids. I know kids that that's the kind of stuff they don't like. But little kids, they might enjoy it, especially if adults read it to them, because it's got. And as I said, Maze and Denton are roommates, but Maze doesn't work because apparently easy money. Apparently he won something like a Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, and he just lives off of that. He probably couldn't work with his small stature and mental health issues. He probably would have difficulty working, and he does. Like I said, he does good deeds, and he also uses his money to help people out. So he's just an all-around good guy. Someone that you would like to meet in real life, I tell you. Okay, and that's all I've got for Maze and Man. He's just a lot of fun. Hope if this is your introduction to the character, it might be worth reading if you find him in the cheap bins at the comic shop. And good reading for younger readers. And I hope you enjoy it. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And remember, comics are art.